Now, time for a different kind of special relationship. You've seen them on TV, two of the brightest stars in our living rooms in recent years. The doctor's assistant, Jenna Coleman, and Mr. Poldark himself, Aidan Turner, and they're creating a different kind of magic right now, playing a couple on stage whose relationship is put under the cosh when a fictional draconian government tries to control not just what we do, but how we communicate, limiting the number of words we can all use a day. That would be a problem in this studio. Their characters can only utter 140 words. Here's a taste of how that plays.
Okay, do you think we can describe this play in 140 words? So this play is about two people, Oliver and Bernadette, who are living in a world where a law, a piece of legislation has been established where every person in that country has a word limit of 140 words per day.
So if you only have 140 to use a day, which are your favourite ones? You're actors, artists, you work with language. What are your favourite words?
You were going to ask this. Did you not prepare this answer? I should have.
I always liked the word candelabra,
wow.
And I don't know why.
It feels good.
It's not useful.
it's not that useful anymore. Slaunch is a good word. That's an Irish word.
Those are both very good words. On the one hand, it seems impossible to imagine that you'd ever have a situation where a government would limit the number of words that we're all able to use a day as individuals. Except, go back a few years, it would have been impossible to imagine that we'd have lived under a situation where governments told us all to stay at home during COVID.
Right, exactly, yeah. And this play was written when, 2015?
It's so fascinating that Sam wrote, I mean, this is not in any way a play about the pandemic, but obviously during rehearsal process, you can't help but align, you know, and draw comparisons. Apparently, it's been really good in Norway.
For what?
For, okay, so since quietude came in,
I hate that word.
Workplace bullying has gone down, drunk texting is basically over, people are eating more root vegetables for some reason.
It sounds like some rock solid data.
Oliver, you're being...
I'm being rightfully angry. They're using this faux benevolent nonsense to lock us all up in some linguistic gulag.
Where are you getting this from?
The news. And you know my thoughts.
There's a brilliant sequence that we have where the law is first passed and it's like instant, okay, great, okay, there's a bit of a manic energy of survival, let's talk in Morse code, let's create, you know, and I think so back to that beginning of the pandemic period where suddenly, you know, there was a kind of a hysteria, you know, like, I mean, memes and
fear.
Fear. I mean, toilet roll, literally, you know, that kind of that at the very beginning of the pandemic, and it's so, you can feel it in the play at this point.
There's a very big conversation at the moment about whether free speech is under attack. Have people become too careful about some of the things that they say?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I mean, at a moment in our play, there's an amendment that comes into, that's passed, where some people in some professions get a certain license to say as many words as they like if it's work-related in their workspace. So one of the first people to get it are politicians and lawmakers, and there's these kind of, I think we call them like word sanctuaries that are set up where they can go in and just chat. Really? Yeah, so the House of Parliament is one of the first places, where Westminster, where they can go in and just freely talk. And then they've started to set up communities in there where there's, you know, I think my character talks about there being like gyms in there and 28 restaurants, and people are just hanging out now to chat. So we can see this divide between people who are just getting their standard 140 words, my character who's just a musician, and people like politicians and lawmakers.
What do you think it says in the play that politicians are able to set their own rules for themselves that are different to the rules they set for the rest of us?
And have like live-in places where they go and chat and have parties and stuff. I don't know, I've never heard them. They wouldn't do something like that, would they?
Well, I don't know, you tell me.
What does it say? I mean, it's just interesting, isn't it? It's an interesting take that when you're the lawmakers and you do these kind of things, I mean, who are the first people to get it? I mean, usually themselves.
Jenna, for lots of people, they first saw you, you know, blaze to stardom as part of Doctor Who. But I have to ask you, what was the best and worst thing about being in Doctor Who?
Oh, good. Best was every day was very, very different. You know, in terms of you were being hung upside down on wires and stunts, running down corridors. Every 2 weeks is a different episode. Amazing actors in and out all of the time. And also the nature of the storytelling was like literally like being a kid in a storybook, like every single day.
How long were you on the show for?
3 series. I did 3 series. I had with Matt Smith and Peter, who came in, so I had I got to work with two different, yeah.
I used to have a teacher exactly like you.
You still do, pay attention.
Any downsides at all?
Downsides, I think for me, I just love change, and it was a really long time to play one character. I was yearning, as much as I love Cardiff, I was yearning to leave when I did.
And what about Poldark? So that was a huge smash around the world. You said when you were returning to the stage, you hoped that the success of Poldark would bring a whole new audience to come and see you to the theatre.
All the fans just came from Poldark.
Every single one. It must have been a long-running play.
Now.
Did that work? I mean, it's difficult often, isn't it, for people to have success on stage and on TV, but has it worked? Did it help?
When you do something that's a success, you get more of those kind of scripts and more of those offers come in for that particular type of thing. And so, yeah, you can get pigeonholed pretty easily, I think, still in this business. I think every actor kind of goes through it. You just need to be on it and know what you want to do and change it up and that kind of thing.
So do you turn down lots of rugged hero roles?
Not anymore. I think I'm too old. I think that day is
At
over.
39?
Yeah, gone. My day is gone.
Your days as a rugged hero are gone. I'm not sure if many of our viewers would agree with that. Jenna and Aidan, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank
It was really
you.
fun. Thank you very much.
Thanks.